opens it up, keeps the demand high, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and by the way, maybe start off with that next time.
Yeah. Alright, so I dropped mine down to 500,000. Because like I said, I looked up online, man. In order to get 1 million, you have to max out a city, pretty much apply almost every mod possible. And it's just a bunch of hacks, and I don't want to do that. So my goal is $500,000, 500,000 people, or at least as close as I can get to it in the space that's allowed to me within this game. So that's what I'm going to go with. Some of those million people cities are just like, it's a perfect grid, and it's not my thing. So I changed it to a quest for 500,000, and we'll see how we do. Right now,
I think you should just leave it the way it is. Just go for the 500K the way you started.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna add any mods or change anything. I'm just gonna keep going the way I'm going. And I'll max out my area as much as I can, and whatever I get. But it's gonna be a big city. I'm gonna hope
Zonk is online.
How is it? I'm gonna hope for 300,000-400,000. Maybe we'll do it.
I think that's totally possible.
Yeah, I don't
think
see that out of the road.
When you get to the higher number, you got to maintain like such a perfect status, you know?
Yeah.
Because that population count will just start to shoot down again, and it's like it's like an uphill battle, you know, the whole way.
Maybe we'll do, what time is it? Maybe we'll do a maybe 45-minute stream on this, and I'll switch over to some PUBG, get a couple games of that in. Since I haven't really played that much, so. Alright, where was I working on? I was working on this.
We gotta play some fucking PUBG, dude. We need some chicken.
Yeah,
We need some chicken up in this bitch.
We have a couple games on tonight.
Couple games.
Let me get this
Weak ass shit is that?
Alright, so is this built up pretty good? No, it's not.
I'm at 55K, making 18 grand.
I'm at 74K, making 32,000 a week. Still looking for places to put parks. There we go. Put that there. Start parks. This isn't residential, so I don't care about this. How am I doing on my stuff here? So I could use some more power. Another solar plant here. There we go. Alright. How many people are in this now? 22,000 in this one little section. Which maybe I'll expand on that.
Unemployment is high in the city. Zone industrial, office, and commercial zones to provide jobs. I'm about to fucking No, Zonk just went offline.
Yeah,
But he did say he wanted to play PUBG.
he's done, man.
Maybe he's like restarting his computer or something.
He's over it.
Shoot him a text or something. Tell him to get in here. I want to play some PUBG.
I told you what I'm doing. If you want to play PUBG, message him.
I don't have his number.
I'll send him a quick text saying we're going to play PUBG in about half an hour, 45 minutes.
There you go. That's being a good bud, dude. You're a good friend.
Alright, back to what I was doing now. I did your dirty work. What do I need right now? That's right, I need no residential. This is ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
Dude, I don't understand. Like, sometimes, like, girls just don't fucking listen. Like, you're telling them 110% something that's 110% right, and they still need to fucking tell you. It's like, holy shit. Just trust me and listen to what I'm about to tell you, and just fucking listen. Just don't argue. It's like, or worse, when they ask you a question, like, hey, what should I do for this? Okay, do this. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why did you just ask me?
Just to see what you would say.
Some of the stress, I would say probably a little bit under half the stress, is created just because of those little arguments.
Yeah, it's just something you gotta just deal with.
Call Comcast today because I'm busy at work right now. Make sure that the appointment is still good for this weekend. Why? Why don't we just wait until we close? Well, because we close on Friday and the appointment was for Saturday. So why don't we call now so we know ahead of time? Well, why don't we just wait? What are we waiting for? Well, I don't know. Let's just wait. No. Let's confirm the appointment. Why? Holy shit! I told you why. It's like, really? It's simple. I'm not going a fucking month without Comcast because we didn't make our fucking appointment that we set. We set that appointment a month ago, and the guy's like, I'll pull some strings and see if I can get you scheduled for that weekend, but it looks like you might not be able to get it. Like 2 days later, they get an opening and they put us in. So we would have had to wait another 2 weeks for internet and TV if we didn't get that appointment set. So it's like, just call, because I'm not staring at a fucking wall.
No internet is so horrible.
Steal Wi-Fi for a week? Are you kidding me? I'm not doing that. Not happening, bro. I'll fucking buy a mobile hotspot. Stream some Netflix over my mobile hotspot. Oh yeah, I put in so many bus lines yesterday.
Oh, dude, it's like people sitting.
I have on my bus transport $7.99 per week, citizens, and then on my train or my metro I have $2,400 per week.
Ridiculous.
What are your what are the numbers you have?
Buses $6.57 per week for citizens and $3 per week for tourists. This just seems low, but my train, my subway is $1,955 per week for citizens. Is that by someone? It's just overall, it seems very low. Especially since I could literally look at this one bus stop and there's mass amounts of people sitting. I just probably need more buses, that's my problem. Let's see, let's go to these lines. Let's get some more buses. 18. Let's see if we can move. Let's see. Oh, you can expand there. You could do it. These sections, man, and like no one's moving into it because I have absolutely no demand.
You gotta build demand.
Yeah, how can you possibly build demand when I have nothing in my demand?
Stop building residential and build more offices and commercial.
They're not even asking for that. Oh, well, that's what we'll do. Get some more offices going. And some low-density commercial.
I'm trying to figure out where we're gonna be closing because I don't have I don't know like what the plan is. Like if we're gonna be closing at the
normally close at the lawyer's office.
that's what I'm thinking, but that's all the way in fucking Red Bank, dude.
That's exit 109. It's not
No, but my Comcast appointment is 2 hours after that.
my closing was like a half an hour.
Really? That's all it takes?
Yeah, you go in there. I mean, my people weren't there. My people like just pre-signed the papers. We got to the office. We pretty much went through everything real quick. Nothing changed.
Well, I mean, all they're gonna tell you is like, this is what you're signing, this is what you're signing, this is what you're signing, right?
Yeah, it's quick.
It's like what? It's not like I'm gonna go in there and be like, oh, I'm not signing that. Oh, fuck this.
Well, like I told you with my people, they changed something last minute because there was still oil in the oil tank. They were supposed to give us like whatever it was, $500 for help with flooring. They're like, well, there's like $300 of oil still in the tank, so they gave you a check for $200. If you want to fight it, or you could just say screw it and just sign the papers. I'm like, what are you gonna do?
That's so fucking dirty.
I'm like, oh my god. Well,
Wow, fuck those people for doing that.
yeah,
Fuck that.
I guess we're gonna sign the papers. I mean, we want to get moved in. We want to start living there, you know? We're not gonna
Right,
sit
like
there.
what are we gonna do? Walk away?
Yeah, like, you know what?
That's why, like, I'm already mentally preparing for the fact that the seller is not gonna remove the fucking, like, 50-year-old fridge that's in the basement. And I'm basically just gonna have to stock it up and pull it out of the basement myself. And it's gonna fucking be terrible, but whatever.
And get over it. That's mine, man.
I told my attorney, I'm like, can we please put it in there that we do not want that freezer in the house? And he's like, oh, well, you know, we could try, but, you know, if it's not on the agreement, then he's got to take it. It can't be there on close. I'm like, well, yeah, that's why I'm saying it has to be removed, because I'm not lifting that. That fucking guy put it down there. He can bring it fuck back up.
I got fucking $4.4 million, dude, and I have no idea what to spend this on.
Spend it all on logistical stuff to support new residential demand when it is there. So create more jobs.
build some statues.
Some parks, some shit, you know? Bring the value back up.
My value is 5 stars everywhere.
Let's be honest, your value is not 5 stars everywhere.
I'm clicking through things right now, bro. 5 stars, 5 stars.
Just go to your parks button, right?
There's...
Actually, no, go to the chart, and then you go to the, where is it? There's happiness, but then there's also, is it that? Yeah, the land value button. Hit that.
What do you want me to click?
Alright, go to your legend.
Yeah.
Top left.
Yeah.
Bottom left, third one from the bottom, $sign. Hit that land value button.
Okay.
Make it all green. If you have any areas of blue, turn it green. Increase the land value as much as you can.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna put parks in my industrial area.
Why not?
That just doesn't make sense.
It actually helps.
I know it helps, it's just dumb.
It's not. What's dumb is being so bullheaded when you're having, like, you're getting sound advice. Just take it.
I don't know about your advice. It's kind of shady.
Oh my god. It's suspect, bro.
It's kind of odd, man.
I don't know if I can trust that commie bullshit.
You want me to park somewhere, that's kind of weird.
I don't know who the hell does that.
But I'll do it, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna parks everywhere.
Dude, spam the hell out of dog parks and like basketball courts. Put a basketball court next to a picnic area, and then a dog park next to that. Triple whammy right there. So another thing that I'm doing is I'm putting my budgets constantly for electricity and water down to like 80%, as low as I can go. Actually, my electricity was at 75 during the day and 70 at night. Mm-hmm. And my water was down to 85 and 80. Mm-hmm. So as the water demand, increases and you get closer to the yellow, just bump it up a few points. When you get back to 100, that's when you add another station, and then you bring it back down, and you lower the budget as much as you can again. Keep lowering that budget, it actually saves you some money.
I mean, but in reality, I have $4.4 million. The last thing I need is to worry about money.
Actually, that's the first thing you need to worry about. The second thing you need to worry about is your happiness.
Yeah, but I have no reason to worry about money, is what I'm saying.
Was your income in the green?
My income's $30,000 a week.
Right, but aren't you worried about your population? So you want to keep it as high in the green as possible. The higher that green is, the higher your population is.
I'm down 5,000 since I started tonight.
Oh, you're doing something wrong, dude. Sounds like, as of 2 minutes ago, you started taking my advice, so let's check back in like 15 minutes.
I don't want to say education's the issue, but I have like no elementary schools, even though I have like 9 of them. And it's just like, you don't have enough student support. I just add elementary schools everywhere. High school in here somewhere. That's good on high school. Up here's kind of shady. In here. It's gonna fill up in like 3 seconds. It's like, yeah, it is. And it's filled. And still, my demand for residential has not moved. That's insane. But yet these people are like, oh, we need more workers. I'm like, okay. Have people move in. What the hell to tell you?
Tell your neighbors that you like your neighborhood. Like, tell your friends to move in. I don't fucking know.
I'm down another fucking 1,000.
Dude, your population is plummeting.
know. It's going negative 157 right now a week.
That's pretty bad.
I don't know why. It's not like I have a lot of abandoned buildings. People are slowly moving into these areas. They're building new houses. Now I'm up 140. Airport's going.
Capacity 12,000, buried 2,200, and people are fucking complaining about people not getting picked up because they died. What? How is this possible? And how is there unhappy citizens in just 3 buildings? Frank's Gourmet Fish Stick Factory.
Yeah, I like the Ice Cube Factory. Gets me every time. Alright, what do I need over here? Let's get get a crematorium up in here. Get some of these dead pods.
These dead pods.
Dead pods everywhere. Education, I got that. Elementary school right there. I'll add another high school over here.
You also have to fine-tune your zoning. So, like, if you have an area that's unhappy, but you know you removed, like, the incinerator or, like, whatever pollution was causing them to be unhappy, you may have to eventually turn that residential into commercial.
I don't have any zones that are unhappy.
If you go to your health button, for instance, do you have any red building?
Health. I do not have. They're all blue.
You don't have a single red building.
That is. I'm sorry. I have one red building. Literally one.
You gotta find out what's going on there, man.
It's right behind the crematorium.
Could be the bubonic plague.
Well, right behind it is the industrial section.
Yeah, basically everywhere I have a landfill, there's about 7 buildings that hate life.
They're happy. Like, I don't understand. Like, the people that live there are happy. It's just these couple buildings are just red.
It's pollution. Do you have an incinerator nearby?
No, there's a
There's
a factory behind them.
Well, that could do it, but if you're hitting your health button and you see red, what I would do is hit the garbage button and see if you have an incinerator nearby.
I own no incinerators at all.
You don't use any incinerator?
No, I use recycling centers.
Dang.
I have, I think, 2 garbage dumps, which are not really near anybody. That's maybe this one, but yeah, I don't use any incinerators. I'm actually gonna see if I can empty these garbage dumps and get rid of them.
That's the thing. You can't. You have to have storage somewhere.
Recycling has garbage reserves of 400,000.
Wait, it does?
Yeah, and this one's.
I'm doing this all wrong. If that's the. Wait.
I have 2 recycling centers right next to each other, and they're only half full. And they both push
Wait,
out garbage.
recycling center, processing rate 40,000 a week, garbage truck capacity 25.
Yeah, garbage reserves.
Nowhere do I see. Where do you see that?
Do you have one built, or you're just trying to read from the?
From the specs of the list.
Just
but if I go to the one that I have built,
yeah.
there is no storage capacity. Oh.
It should be.
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
Yeah, 400,000 for the small ones.
Yeah, it doesn't show it on the specs of the building before you buy it.
Yeah.
So I removed the circle intersection and added just a normal 4-way. It seems to have helped some of the congestion from the highway, like barely. And I have no idea what else I could do for this damn traffic.
I mean, I have a little bit of traffic here and there, but for the the most part. It's not.
So my main entrance where the two lanes come in, I have it looping onto each other, and then I have a road teeing off on one of the sides of the loop. And that forces the traffic from the highway to wait for that road to drain. I need to figure out a way to make the entrance flow better into the city. That's seriously been an issue since I started this game, and I still don't know what to do. You know what I'm looking at right now? That I found when I was digging out my jump drawer?
What?
Do you remember when I was working Geek Squad and James was DCI, and we had those really big Sharpie markers?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was.
I still have the original one that I stole from him. I actually borrowed it, and then, because I lost mine, or I misplaced it, someone else picked it up. So I took his, and he let me use it, and I broke the little pocket clip on it, and he got mad at me. He's like, "You keep it now. I don't want it." So then I was like, "Well, it's not." He's like, "It's just gonna dry out now because there's a hole in the cap." Because there was. I broke the cap in half almost. I put a hole in it. So I took a Geek Squad sticker. It says AARP me, the AARP discount sticker, and I wrapped that around the hole, and it's still good to go. Sharpie's been through a lot, bro.
Police up here. Some burglaries are happening. Can I get rid of these dumps yet? 22% and 3% full. Empty this thing already. 2% full.
Do you have train stations?
I have 2 cargo train stations. I'd like to set up an actual train station connecting these areas, which I'll have to do. Maybe I'll do that now while I'm waiting for those garbage dumps to empty. There's a fire right there. Trucks are on it. Where's that one? This one? 1% full. Okay, almost.
See, I have a train station built, but is that only for
You have to pick whether you want it
Well, it says you can allow intercity trains or disable if you prefer to use the station only for local trains.
Yeah. So
I'm just wondering, why would they give you metro and the ability to make a train circuit that's above ground? Just use the metro then. No?
Well, I mean, the metro doesn't connect to the outside lines, so people coming from other cities will come to your town using the train line. Alright, let me do that now. Let me get a passenger train there. Where else? I need a passenger train. Well, I have a cargo train there. I guess I could put this... Where's a bus stop? Bus stop's right there. That goes underground. What's in my way here? Park. Move the damn park. And I'm gonna put a
funny. So something I read today. You know that nuke test or the supposed nuke test that happened a couple days ago? So President Xi Jinping of China was just opening up a economic summit with like a bunch of different world leaders on the day it happened. And they're saying like he was incredibly embarrassed.
Sure.
Like he was basically like it was basically like making them look as bad as they possibly could without having any control over the situation. I think these North Koreans are really making just stupid decisions. They're not being strategic at all. I think they're really convinced that no matter what, they're gonna fall, and most of those guys in leadership are gonna be killed or jailed. I bet you they're all convinced of that by now.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen.
I mean, why else would you act like you got nothing to lose, you know? You basically got the whole world fucking looking at you like you're the bad guy. It's gotta be... I would love to be a fly in the wall in some of those rooms where they just strategize, you know, their communications even, just like what to say. No, don't use that word, because that word might be taken like this, and we want to make sure we say it like this instead. So let's use this word for that. Like that, they literally handpick word by word sometimes when they do those type of communication. And I would love to be there when they're trying to, like when they had that meeting, like before President Xi Jinping came down and talked to Trump. I would love to see them trying to fucking talk to Trump, like telling him what to do. And him just like not like caring.
We're back 1 minute. Oh, where was I? Building trains. Alright. My dog was acting up. He was being ridiculous. Alright, oh Jesus, dude. I installed these trains in 3 different places, and they already have over 100 passengers on this one train station.
How are you checking that number? Are you just clicking the station and it tells you?
Yeah.
Passenger service last week, 24. And that's the one that's out in the boondocks with nothing around it.
This one hasn't had any, but I gotta install another train line here.
Inside the city. Where are we supposed to forget? They're buried in all these tall buildings now. I have to hit the subway button to find them. Okay, there's one right here. Zoom in. Where the hell is it?
This one has 0 also. So
this one takes 433 last week. That's not bad.
That's going where? That goes to the main line? Yeah.
556. My current passengers are, like, the highest is 148, or no, 165. It's a bus, that's the first bus line I ever installed, actually.
Let's see if I can link up this one. Right
Wait,
now,
that's
they're all going to the main line. I gotta get them to go to...
Currently, my Metro Line 12 is 610, and 11 has 555. Line 14 has 334.
Can't get to that.
It doesn't seem like the trend of higher stops equates to more passengers, because I have some that have higher stops, but the passengers are still low. So it's definitely where the location is. You can also choose which metros you want to run, or which lines you want to run day or night, or both. That's crazy, man. I mean, how much more development can you put into these areas? Did you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Why would you want to run day and night metros? What does that provide? I guess that pulls traffic away from your residential at night?
I guess, I mean... I don't know.
I guess if you wanted to, like, get that crazy.
I want to go on the ground all the way over there.
I could seriously sit on my couch and watch like a 4-hour game of like someone that's really, really good at this, and just see what they come up with after that long.
Yeah, I got, like I said, the guy I watch on YouTube is ridiculous.
Like, what is he doing the whole time? Is he just going through like detail after detail, or is it just like constantly him focusing on little things?
He's very, very detailed oriented to like everything. But he makes successful cities. Why is that cargo train going over there? I don't want to go there. That's for a regular train station, not for a cargo train. Hey, there you go. Nice, that worked. Inner city travel. Boom. Speed this up a bit. Alright, so then I gotta connect that train the other way.
It's cool. I'm looking at stuff on the Steam community, and I click a screenshot that someone posted, and it brings me to like, his screenshots, and you can see he's playing Broforce right now. That's cool. That's why I like Steam. Like where it was and what it is now. There was a time where I remember everyone I knew hated Steam. It was the worst. We always had login issues. Games wouldn't like launch correctly. It's all noob status. Now it's way better.
Yeah.
So I'm reading most traffic after your population hits 7,500 is your industrial trucks. And when I zoom in, there are... I can't discern the real distinguishing amount here.
Just connect, you stupid idiot. There you go. That doesn't actually help me though.
Whoa, this guy's entrance is serious. a huge raised circle, but it has 8 on and off ramps. And it connects, it's a 4-way circle. It connects two, it connects 2 highways.
These 2 lines somehow. That'll work. Maybe. We'll see. Doesn't look like it, but we'll see if the train goes down there. But I think right now I have all my 3 main areas. Holy crap, so many dead people. What is going on? Like 1,300 people dead in my city right now. Like how?
You're not collecting them fast enough.
I gotta raise my medical budget, I think. Let's see, what's low? I'm already at 109% on that. I have so many crematoriums and stuff, it's insane. I'll keep adding some more. Let's get a big hospital here, why not? $10,000 a week now. I'm at 66,000 people. That means I've lost 9. Holy shit. What is going on? Why are these people dying? No people living in here. Yes, I make a train station, and next thing you know, the whole entire world's done. I click on health and everyone's blue. It's not like I have no hospitals for these people. Alright, let's see. What am I up to now? 1,100 deceased. My goal to 500,000.
What's your number at right now?
65,000. So I've now lost 10,000 since I started playing today. And I have no idea why. This game is fun.
Are you gonna restart, or are you just gonna keep going?
No, we'll keep going. And the only thing it's demanding right now is industrial. I still have yet to see any green in that first column.
No, restarting mean like loading your save game again.
No, I don't give a crap. I'm gonna keep going the way I'm going.
Okay.
Replacing some of the sections that I had that are not building with like offices. That's what they're looking for right now, so that's what I'll give them. I just want to make sure that that little green column works, because I haven't seen it.
I think I'm about to spend close to $2 million on a highway re-management project.
My highway's good, dude. I have no traffic on my highways except for in the section.
This is what you do when you build an entire city and you don't do your entrance and highway right. Like my main entrance, dude, I have traffic through the on-ramp all the way back.
Oh my god.
Probably, it's not good, dude.
I just had 4 trains almost pretty much collide with each other because they can't get all to the station. Why are these cargo trains going on this line? Oh my god. I gotta put another line, I guess. Space already occupied. See if that'll help them. Positive 300 a week right now, people. I think I have my, let's check out my death. I'm down to 900 from 1200. That's good. U-turns like in the middle of the highway, but it doesn't work out so well. Get rid of those. I'm up to 60. Oh, I'm up almost over 600 a week. I'm gaining people. Hell yeah. I still need more offices though. Yeah, I still don't see any green. People, 700 down to sweet. Yeah, the large recycling center holds up to 570,000 cars. 570,000.
So that means I gotta empty and delete all my landfills then. Just build one or two more
I deleted one. I'm in the process of deleting my other one once it's almost empty. And now just do recycling centers. It's better. Let's kind of build here. Incineration status is yellow, but I don't have any incinerators. Maybe I'll get another large recycling center somewhere. Maybe up here. Yeah, there we go. Here by the train station. Save your game.
Game saved, bro. Thanks for the heads up, dude.
Hey man, I don't want you to, next time you play, like, dude, guess what happened, bro? Like you're never gonna guess.
You're never gonna guess, dude.
I mean, no, I'm pretty sure I can guess. Where are these people going?
I think I have somewhat of a good idea here.
That's the only bus station. I gotta have more bus stations. Bus these people all over town, bro. Create a line.
I'm gonna create one line with just 2 stops on either end of the city. That's it. You get on that thing, be stuck on that bus for like 6 days. You're not getting across the city in any sort of timely fashion.
Well, I try to put bus stops like by train stations, subway stations, stuff like that. Because then they can get off the bus and then get on the subway.
Connect it all, or at least make it so widespread that it's just everywhere for them anyway.
Yeah. So as people come out of the train station, the bus station's right there. Alright, let me change that bus line. Color. Let's make it. That's kind of like yellow. Passenger. Alright, wow, I'm up to 78,000 people. Holy crap. I was just at 66. And my yellow is still maxed out. 1,000 monuments. Yay. Alright. Check my zones, make sure I'm making zones. Or whatever they're called. No, this isn't even one. Detector, recycling, smoking ban, education, parks and recreation. 83,000 people. Now we're cruising, man. Let's get some water over here. Which I know I'm gonna have to get some water.
Currently reorganizing my train situation here.
Towers. And the sewage treatment. pollution over here, but it's fine. It's away from everything else. Alright, so we've got a nice little new industrial area. Hopefully it brings some jobs.
My commercial is demanding more industrial production. Because I guess I've been putting in too many offices. Trending too much towards the offices. Oh, you know what I did today? Took the ring over to my parents' friend is a jeweler. I guess they're not friends, but like they've just been going to them, for years and years and years since before I was born. It's Blaine's Jewelry Box in Brick. You know that place?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Yeah, they've been there for, I just asked him today, 26 years or something like that. I think 25 or 26 he said. He told me, he's like I would value the diamond at 4,500 and the ring at 750 to 800.
It's not bad.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Did you
I
sell
paid.
it? Go buy another one?
Right? I was like, why didn't I go buy like 10 more of these fucking things and just turn them? Wonder. They're saying Hurricane Irma is the strongest ever Atlantic storm measured.
It's crazy.
This storm is seriously, like, it's intense. Right now it's doing winds 185, gusts to 225 right now. Still, it's been doing that since yesterday. A day straight, just gust up to 225. There's fucking sailboats and all these boats moored up in the Virgin Islands right now on live cam that they're showing on TV. These boats are not gonna be there. When this storm passes, those boats are all gonna be fucking torn to shreds or on shore somewhere. Or sunk out in the sea. It's crazy. Imagine having a boat down there. It's like you basically just have to, pull out the insurance papers and wait for the storm to pass.
Pretty much at that point. Just built a shitload of little tunnels. I love them. So I put them underneath the railroad tracks so that the train doesn't get interrupted. I put a sick-ass bridge all the way across this little lake I have. So now I have highway access from multiple locations. So hopefully it frees up some traffic. I'm at 89,000 people. Still have no demand. For anything right now.
I'm emptying so many landfills. That's 5 landfills, 6 landfills I'm emptying.
You have that many?
Holy crap. Wait. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 landfills, yeah.
Jesus, I had 2 and I'm like, ugh, I don't want them.
Yeah, I don't have a choice.
Well, now you know about the recycling centers. This one's at 3%, so it's almost done. I just gotta keep an eye on it, because once it's done emptying, it just starts to fill up again.
Mine doesn't turn off. It waits for me to turn it back on.
And we're at 2%. Where's this traffic trying to go? I don't understand.
And you have no incinerators, you just have the recycling center.
Absolutely. I will verify right now. Incinerators of any. But according to this, the recycling center counts as an incinerator. So I don't have any actual incinerator if you're being technical by the actual building. But the small recycling center has a stack on it like an incinerator. A large one
does.
A large one does not. And the large one, here's my large one. The large one doesn't generate any power.
The large one costs are just skyrocketed compared to the normal.
The large one's about 100K compared to 45,000.
Look at the upkeep.
Yeah, but the processing's almost double, so you would expect it to be.
Right, it's not double though, the upkeep is more.
Yeah, I mean,
it's more than double.
I only have one large one, I think. I usually have I have small ones. Let me put one over here too. Just that is garbage. 3. The dump empty yet? Come on. You could do it 1%. There we go. Here goes. See you later. No more garbage dumps at all. Some residential buildings in there. That's it. So I'm at 91,000 people right now. Creeping up on that 100K. Let's check my traffic.
I'm trying to catch up to you and I can't. I'm at 63.
I have a couple little traffic issues here and there, but nothing that's crazy. God, I want to upgrade these roads, but it's like, you're gonna destroy all those buildings. But it's what I gotta do, so upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. It's here that I can't. Oh, the subway, that's right. And here's a medical clinic, I'm gonna move that out of the way. This is a high school. There we go. Subway station does 410. I gotta pause this. Move the subway station down here. Upgrade this road. Move the subway station back.
Wow, I have like no districts. I have been building so much that I have not built any districts. I just randomly checked it and I just realized I have none. I have 4 districts, or 3 districts, and I have probably quadrupled the population since then.
Save the game. Do I only have 3 lines? 1, 2, 3. 3 subway lines.
Broad district.
I can never do subway lines. I always just gotta delete them and then recreate. minimize some pollution. Trains are moving well. Tie up another traffic jam with these trains. My 90 is still 91,000. Traffic demo.
Can't check that right now. Hold on. I'm doing my zoning.
What's my airport's doing? Because I did nothing over here. Nobody's flying into my city. Do we have bus terminals or anything over here? Bus. Yeah, that's why. Can actually get to the airport. That's good. Didn't even realize I did not have a way for them to get there unless they came right off the highway. Which was dumb on my part. Train pile up. Again. Oh my god. I don't know how to stop this.
Probably just don't. Just let them.
Yeah, eventually they start moving, but it's like I have literally like 7 trains on this one little section trying to get through.
Build more tracks? I don't know.
Yeah, I added some, but they all want to go through this one station.
Is it your first one?
No. What if I make a track like this? Maybe they'll bypass the station like the cargo trains, because they don't really need to go through the station. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, okay, so he used it. And they got jammed up. Okay. Let's go that way. They'll figure it out. If $6 million, 92,000 people. Brand new industrial section. No traffic.
Using, like, you're not going to have as many trucks available to you to collect the garbage.
What do you mean?
There's going to be people that have garbage building up because you don't have as many trucks. Because with landfill comes 15 trucks.
With recycling center comes 28.
Right, but how many recycling centers you got?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. I'm about to add another one up here. Yeah, I got a lot. So that shouldn't be an issue for me.
No, it shouldn't.
Let's see if I can lower my finances on that though, because I don't need it at 110%. Lower that medical a little bit too. I'm making 23,000 a week.
trains are coming into the cargo station and then just disappearing because they're being offloaded. They're not actually like driving away.
How's my education doing here? Still need high schools, still need elementary schools, and I could use another college. And I already have, I think, 3 of them. A college over here.
Yeah, I just added high school and 2 elementaries and college a minute ago.
I should have told you how many elementary schools you have. Besides me having an account. I'll put a high school down and it fills up in 4 seconds. Parks everywhere. Power, need another solar plant. Alright. Not enough educated workers. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. I need this many schools. And there's my industry maxed out again. What do we need here? Fire department? It's right here. Oh, losing people again. 364 a week. Just got like these random little spikes.
I wonder what would happen if we just dropped like 10,000-pound bombs, like in a, spread out on the eye wall, and just let her rip, like, I don't know, a distance off the ground. See if it disturbs the air enough,
Yeah, I don't know.
There's gotta be something we can do to kill these storms.
I think it'd probably do more damage than good.
Yeah, and then you gotta wonder, like, is that storm necessary for the planet to balance, you know, itself out?
They've been going on for years. Why are you gonna try to F with it now? It does damage, but I mean, you just gotta be prepared for it. Oh my god, I think I see green. Yes! Oh my god, they're losing almost 500 people right now. I don't understand why it does that. Just randomly, it's like, you know what? We're gonna lose people. I'm gonna save it right here. I'm gonna end my stream for today. Tomorrow we'll go for 100,000. See if we can figure out what's causing our problems and fix some of the garbage issues.